it's really done behind the scenes. I mean, the presentation that you see in front of you out on the floor is the work that's going into making that presentation. But the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, that's where you're teaching, that's where you're learning, that's where the hard work is put in, that's where the sweat, that's where the education, that's where the classroom, that's where the film, all of that comes into play. And then the presentation happens.
At the other guard, also playing in his 5th All-Star game, the MVP of the 1984 All-Star game, from the Detroit Pistons, number 11, Isiah Thomas.
Well, the rules allowed you to compete. Really, I mean, they allowed you to challenge, compete, and be aggressive defensively, which made you have to compete and be aggressive offensively.
Down to Isiah Thomas, who put a great move on his buddy Magic Johnson.
Well, they're running, and Isiah is one of those great point guards himself.
I don't think you can be a great point guard without having great communication skills. And because if you can't communicate, and you can't communicate at a high level, and if you can't break it down to a simple level, then at that point guard position, you can't run the team. It's impossible for you to do that.
That's what this game is for, a terrific showcase for Isiah Thomas.
Now watch Sampson come out over, and still Isiah, but the real presence of mind just to get it over the fingers of Ralph Sampson. What range?
In the 80s, the rules allowed you to really hold and have a more contained, controlled environment that made somebody bust out of it and shoot out of it.
Isiah Thomas, 30 points and 10 assists. James Worthy misses, and so the West seemingly had it. The East comes back and wins. 24 victories in 36 games. We'll be back with the MVP from Dallas in just a moment.
All right, Dick, thank you. And one of the reasons the East did win was the talents of Isiah Thomas, who is the game's MVP. And here for a presentation is Commissioner of the NBA, David Stern. David?
Isiah, you scored 30 points in one of the great shows of all time, our All-Star game. You were the star of stars. Congratulations for the second time in 3 years.
Okay, and Isiah, why don't you pick this up, because I think you have bookends now with these things. How does it feel to be the greatest basketball player in the world for another day?
Unreal. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I played hard, I practiced, but never in all my wildest dreams could I ever imagine that something like this would ever happen to me 2 times in my lifetime. This is just unreal.
Congratulations again.
I'm so proud of you, son. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. God bless you.